Hello, my name's Bev and I'm the author of the book Please Eat, A Mother's Struggle to Free Her Teenage Son from Anorexia, which describes our family's battle with the deadly eating disorder, anorexia nervosa, which my teenage son Ben developed back in 2009 when he was just 15 years old. I'm going to read a bunch of posts from the end of October 2011 which look at the way that my son Ben had come on significantly in his recovery. And the first very short post is from the 16th of October 2011, and it's called, "Is the contract still valid?" And if you'll remember, earlier in the year at Easter, we introduced a recovery contract which was based on the behavioural contracts idea, and we'd tweaked it and personalised it to suit Ben at various stages of his recovery over the past 6 months. And as I said, this post looks at whether or not the contract was still valid in October. It goes like this. "That's what I was wondering, so I had a chat with Ben yesterday to see what he thought. I explained that we'd achieved so many of the things the contract had set out to do. For example, getting Ben out of limbo land, ensuring he doesn't cheat on calories, easing him back into school, getting the exercise under control, putting on weight and doing daily challenges, for example, eating fear foods and so on. So this far on in recovery, was the contract still valid? Ben surprised me by saying a big emphatic yes. He still finds it really helpful to have this structure in place and be awarded points for sticking to it and challenging himself. So we'll stick with the contract as it stands for a while longer before either ditching it or adjusting it to suit changed circumstances." And this next post is also from the 16th of October 2011, and it's called "Adjusting to Peacetime After 2+ Years of War." The closest I can get to describing how I've been feeling over the past week or so is this. It's kind of how it must have felt to civilians adjusting to life in peacetime after World War II. Suddenly the threat is gone. No air raids, no killing, no worries that Hitler will invade, etc. Yet for some people, I imagine, the adjustment to peacetime wasn't easy. Okay, so maybe I'm completely wrong, but I'm trying to find a parallel for how I feel at the moment. The eating disorder demon, as we called it, seems to have gone for good, fingers crossed. Ben has no problems eating the required calories and increasing them if necessary in order to slightly boost his weight until he shortly reaches full weight restoration. I am no longer terrified that he will run away from home, harm himself, or take his own life. In fact, I could go on for hours about the stack of eating disorder-related things that no longer take place in our lives as we enter the world of normality and peace. This is the end of the tunnel, the place where the light is, which I longed to catch a glimpse of for so long. We have come through this terrible thing and out the other end into the sunshine. Yet why do I feel so strange about it? Why aren't I jumping up and down with glee, cracking open the metaphorical champagne and letting off the fireworks? I don't know. I guess I'm just finding it hard to adjust to a quiet life in peacetime after 2+ years of being at war with the eating disorder. After all, at its height, and for a heck of a long time, stretching from months into years, Ben's anorexia and associated behaviours dominated every single waking second of my life. Curiously, it's almost like finding yourself out of work or finding your skills have become obsolete. But it is the strangest of feelings. It really is. And this next post from the 21st of October 2011 continues the theme, and it's called Still Adjusting to Peacetime. This week has been really weird for two reasons. Firstly, I feel as if we've definitely reached a watershed in terms of recovery. And secondly, this watershed is exactly 1 year on from when we reached our original watershed, i.e., Ben completely turns a corner in terms of working with us towards recovery rather than against us. It's also been my birthday, so like last year, it's been a really great birthday present. Everyone has commented on the difference in Ben. Cams, who are delighted, my family and Ben's teachers at school. Okay, so Ben lost a little bit of weight this week, but in line with what he and I agreed the previous week, he's increasing his calories to compensate for it. I really do feel as if I have finally got my boy back after more than 2 terrible years. Ben himself says it feels really weird because to him it's as if he's still in the 5th form at school rather than the upper 6th, purely and simply because he's missed 2 years from his life. And yes, he does seem and look younger than most of his peers. But of course, I'll be keeping a discreet but close eye on things to check they continue to move in the right direction. And the last post I'll read from October 2011 is from the 24th of October, and it's called Why Recovery is Like Renovating a House. This thought came to me this morning. For us, recovery from anorexia is like renovating a house, one of those help my house is falling down type houses on that telly programme. It's been a heck of a job to get it looking anywhere near normal, not to mention all the essential and time-consuming structural work you've had to do behind the scenes. Right now, our house looks pretty good, or at least it does if you don't look too closely. Maybe the architrave around the kitchen door still needs another lick of paint. There are slight cosmetic cracks in the plasterwork where the new brickwork has settled. The living room wall is still missing a bit of wallpaper behind the curtains, and the state-of-the-art new bathroom shower has all the workings in place, but the actual shiny chrome shower attachment is still waiting to go up. However, it's all cosmetic. The horrendous rising damp has been sorted out. The sagging roof has got new rafters, felting and insulation. The dry rot underneath the bathroom floor has been fixed. And the serious subsidence that was threatening to reduce the house to a pile of rubble has been underpinned securely, and we hope permanently. The building inspectors have been in and given our house the thumbs up, and we are able to live here comfortably and safely. It will take a little while, maybe even a little while longer than this, to sort out the glitches, the snagging as my engineer husband would call it. But it's nothing that can't be done over a free weekend with a few bits and pieces from the local DIY store. And of course we'll be keeping an eye on all those structural nasties that have been fixed, just to make sure they're well and truly gone for good. After all, you wouldn't want to do all that hard work, only to find your house starts to sink back into the foundations in 12 months' time, would you? And that's the end of the posts that I'm reading from October 2011. And next time we move on to November 2011, and I'm still on the house renovation analogy. So yeah, thank you for listening. You'll find a link below to my blog, and you'll also find a link to my website where you can download free PDFs of my blog, and also a link to Amazon where you can buy a copy of my book.